What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prizepicks WNBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 5 picks each winning someone over here on Prizepicks. As always, if you haven't checked out Prizepicks, would highly recommend you check them out. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off picking the over and under on things like players' points, assists, rebounds, assists, fantasy score, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go to lock that in, get that free money offer. Start winning some money over here on Prizepicks with these picks today, guys. And if you are getting very serious, I do offer premium content packages. That's linked below in the description. Patreon.com/KJK_DFS. And if you enjoy the content, would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. So, bit of a weird time slot in the WNBA today. We have a game at 1 o'clock, then we have a game at 8 and a game at 10, so I had to wait a little bit long to get this out. I do have some picks I like in the early game, so hopefully I can get this out quick enough to where you guys can lock those picks in, but did my best with the circumstances to wait for all the lines, so we had some good 5 picks, and also able to include this first game because I do have a few picks I like in it. So let's go game by game. As we always do, let's talk about it pick by pick. And the first game I want to talk about is the Chicago Sky taking on the Minnesota Lynx. This game comes in with a 167.5 over-under. It's a 1.5 point spread in favor of the Chicago Sky. And we'll kick things off with the Chicago Sky point guard in Courtney Vandersloot. And I like the under on her fantasy score over here. They've got her line set at 27 on Prizepicks. I think this has become a little bit too inflated. 25.2 over her last 5. You can see she's failed to reach this in 3 of the last 5. Traditionally more of an assist type of player. She's going to play the point guard position. She's going to contribute to her teammates. She can rack up the assists, but usage-wise, taking over, scoring, all that stuff, not exactly her strong suit. I think this line's a little bit too inflated. I do have her projected under. Her ceiling's a lot higher. Don't get me wrong, so it could go south, as it always can with the picks, but as far as I'm concerned, I do have her projected well under here, and I'm willing to rock with the under. You look at her recent performances as well. She has been rocking up the blocks and steals. And still not getting there. 1 block, 1 steal, or 2 steals last time. Had a terrible game, which she only put up 4, 3, and 3. 1 and 1 the time before. 9, 1, and 6. Times before, she was getting there without the blocks and steals. 18, 5, 6, 15, 3, 1, 25, 3, 8. But we haven't really been seeing those games from her. And once again, the minutes have kind of been trending downwards. The usage hasn't been trending up. And I think a big part of that is because of another player we're going to be talking about after this kind of dominating the usage. So, going to be kind of talking about that. But pick number 1, like the under on Courtney Vandersloot's fantasy score. And pick number 2, we're going to be going to that player that I just talked about. And that is Miss Candace Parker. So I think Candace Parker's return has really impacted the usage of a few of these Chicago Sky's mates. Vandersloot being one of them. Like I said, I think her line's a little bit inflated. I do think Candace Parker's line is too low, though. So I'm going to take the over 35 fantasy score for her. She's been dominating the usage. She's hit this in 3 of her last 5. And like I said, I think a big reason some of her other teammates aren't having the biggest games is because she's just dominating so much of the usage. You look at her game logs as far as how she's been doing. 25 minutes last time out, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 block. The time before, 25, 11, 7, 4 blocks. 13, 8, 2, 2 steals. 10, 14, 10, 2 blocks, 1 steal. She's just been doing it all, and she commands so much of the offense that it's kind of taking away from some of her other teammates. But with that being said, I do have her projected to go way over her lines where it's set at 35 over here on Prizepicks. So, like I said, Vandersloot, I'll be taking the under because of Candace Parker's presence. Parker, though, I think she really does have a big game here in a 167.5 over under. And I will gladly go with the over 35 fantasy score. Does it all. She has some good steals and rebound equity as well, which is always important, of course. And then, as you can see, looking at those game logs, she is contributing in all those other categories as well, the points, the rebounds, the assists. She has a 3.2% block rate and a 1.4% steal rate as well to go along with that. So that's, of course, going to help out her fantasy score a lot. I do have her projected well over the line that Prizepicks has set. We'll be rocking with the over 35 fantasy score for Candace Parker as pick number 2. Pick number 3, we're going to run back on the other side, and another player I have projected well over where Prizepicks has her set, and that is going to be Miss Moriah Jefferson. I think her line is simply way too low over here on Prizepicks. Candace Parker and Moriah Jefferson are my 2 favorite plays on the slate for sure. Like the over fantasy score for Moriah Jefferson as well. You can see she's hit this in 3 of the last 4. Once again, getting the job done all around. Not quite sure why this line is so low, but hey, I will gladly go ahead and take advantage of it being low. You look at what she's doing as of late, how she's getting there. She's going to play around 30 minutes in competitive ball games. 13, 3, 6, 3 steals, 22, 3, 2 steals, 13, 10, 10, 2 steals. So contributing in all categories. She also has a lot of steal equity on the floor for lots of minutes. It's a fast up-tempo game, similar to Candace Parker. I think the usage is really flowing through her on her side with the Minnesota Lynx. So I want to be taking advantage of that for sure. And once again, do have it projected to go well over this mark. So like the over 26.5 projected fantasy score for Mariah Jefferson as pick number 3 here. And then for picks number 4 and 5 to round things out, we're going to be going to the New York Liberty taking on the Las Vegas Aces. This game is expected to possibly turn into a blowout, and I want to be taking advantage of it because there's some players I think are projected too high as is, with some blowout risk as well. I think we could take advantage of that to go along to the list of taking the under on 2 players on the Las Vegas Aces. 170 over-under. The Aces has become really dominated in the usage once again by a couple of players. So we've seen Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, A'ja Wilson really start to dominate, mostly Kelsey Plum and A'ja Wilson. And a few of the other players have been affected, similar to Candace Parker like I talked about, and I think some of the lines are inflated. We'll start things off with Jackie Young on the Aces side. Once again, you're looking at her game logs. Don't really think there's much reason for her line to be set where it is. Her ceiling is much higher than 29.5. However, her typical base projection, once again, I have her going way under here. You add in the fact that it's possibly a blowout. They're 5th best against her position. Not exactly the easiest of matchups. 29.5 fantasy score. Once again, we'll be taking the under here. I think it's just simply too high. It's a possible blowout. I think that if it turns into a blowout, there's a good chance it's because of Kelsey Plum and A'ja Wilson doing all the work. And then even though Jackie Young hasn't done much work, she's still probably going to be sat on the bench during a blowout. So, once again, inflated line, similar to what we talked about with Courtney Vandersloot. We'll be taking the under on Jackie Young's 29.5 fantasy score for pick number 4. And pick number 5, same story. Danica Hamby has been taking a back roll to Kelsey Plum and A'ja Wilson. Possible blowout. Could sit. Also think her line is too inflated for her recent role as of late. 24.5 fantasy score for Danica Hamby. Going to be taking the under here. Hasn't hit this in 3 of the last 5. Once again, her ceiling's there. You know, she could go out there and have a big game here, but most likely with the way these usage is trending and the way she's been playing as of late, all this stuff factored into my projection model, I'm not really liking her to come close to this line. So same thing as these other ladies I talked about. I think another inflated line. We get to be taking advantage of the under. There's a possible blowout. She might not even get that run in that 4th quarter. So I will be taking the under on Danica Hamby's fantasy score here. And that is my 5 picks to get you winning some money on Prizepicks today, tonight in the WNBA, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you haven't checked out the premium content packages, check those out, link below in the description. And if you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, sign up today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. Wishing you all the best of luck in the WNBA tonight, today, all your picks, and we will see you in the next one.